Minister in the Presidency, Khumbudzo Ntshavheni, says government should avoid a repeat of the 2015 failure to arrest former Sudanese President Omar al-Bashir. We are now joined via Zoom by political analyst Professor Ntsikelelo Breakfast. A very good afternoon to you, Prof. Thanks for your time here on the SABC.
Thank you very much for having me.
So, Prof, we saw two top ANC officials making an announcement that was later retracted about South Africa withdrawing from the ICC. We obviously also heard from the spokesperson who then backtracked those statements, considering, or rather saying that it needs to be considered as a last resort if other options fail to produce desired outcomes. Do you think that this was indeed a mistake by the ANC and President Cyril Ramaphosa?
Yeah, I think, this begs the question as to where does power reside?
Yeah.
Whether is it the ANC that leads or government that leads? I think on the one hand, the ANC is concerned about its historical relationship with Russia, as you know, that while it was in the trenches, it was supported militarily and also financially by the Soviet Union, and it doesn't want to be seen at the moment to be ungrateful to the support that it got. On the other hand, I think government, in my view, is worried that what had happened in 2017 might happen again. Remember, we've been down this road again. There was a High Court ruling in 2017 that pulling out from the ICC was unconstitutional. So I think the president, on the other hand, is trying to tread carefully. But I don't think that this was well coordinated.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking at the reasons, perhaps, for the sentiments that had been echoed. Some of the view that the ICC operates in double standards, especially towards African countries under the Roman stature. Some are questioning whether it's time that the ANC, fully acts on the withdrawal. They take a coherent stand on the matter. How would you weigh in on that?
Look, the argument that the ICC is applying double standards is a view that is held by the ANC, largely because the current world order, by the world order, I'm talking about the international system, including actually multilateral institutions, they are financed by the US. So the US is not a signatory to the Roman statute. However, it does fund multilateral institutions, and therefore it does have a strategic influence. No wonder some of the leaders like George Bush, Tony Blair, they've been exempted from being found to have been at fault. Only leaders from the global south have been, found to be on the wrong. So I think that's the concern of the ANC. On the other hand, I think government is concerned about what if this matter is taken on a review and then government is found wanting.
Yeah, because on the back of that, there are obviously implications of such a decision. Perhaps you could also talk to what it is indicative of in terms of coherence or lack thereof within the ruling party.
Yeah, I think Balula or the presidency, they played the cart before the horse. I think they should have been circumspect and not rush into making this announcement. But my view is that I don't think that Putin, when he comes down here, he will be arrested, because the ANC has historical relations with Russia. Of course, we don't have the Soviet Union at the moment. And the ANC tends to gravitate towards the East as opposed to the West. That's why, of late it has not been invited to the G7 meeting, because it is also seen to be applying double standards when it comes to issues of human rights and so on. So this is a very complex matter, because, people are not speaking the same language.
Absolutely. And then just obviously, you've spoken about how South Africa is likely to respond should Putin enter the country. Perhaps as we look at alternatives, though, noting that, on the continent, there are only a few countries in the continent that have ratified the Malabo Protocol. So when we're looking at the establishment of the African Court of Justice and human rights, etc., how imminent is that alternative for the continent at large?
look, the question is who is also funding the AU or our institutions on the African continent. You might find that also the funds, they come from the West. So I'm not sure if that is a platform that can convey justice on this matter. But my reading of the situation is that I don't think that Putin will be arrested. I can bet my bottom dollar that will not happen. There's no way the ANC can actually be seen to be reactionary by arresting Putin.
All right, Prof, thank you for that. Just very quickly, the ATM having suffered a double court blow in the battle with the Speaker over secret ballots. What's your take on the outcome?
Yeah, I think, everything has a context, and context is everything, the guys, they broke away from the ANC because they were arguing that there is a slow pace of transformation under the current circumstances of the leadership of the ANC. So they have been on a mission in terms of exposing some of the gaps in government. But sometimes I feel like they are hasty in terms of unleashing attacks on the government of the day. There's another issue that is playing itself out even of late, the issue of the landing of the plane of UAE in the Eastern Cape. They are also demanding some answers in that regard. But you can see that they are on the offensive, unleashing attacks against the Ramaphosa. I think they were established for that purpose.
Prof, thank you for weighing in on that. Thanks for your time here on the SABC. Political analyst Professor Ntsikelelo Breakfast, just on the back of that cabinet briefing on the ICC arrest warrant. Perhaps also taking a look at other local stories that have made headlines throughout the day.